Boys, it's Chins. Today, in honor of the chinniest fight in UFC history going down this weekend, Dominic Reyes versus Johnny Walker, I am bringing to you my top 10 chinniest currently active UFC fighters. Now, when I say chinny, I mean your ability to take a punch, your frequency of getting slept like a log, just going out stiff on the canvas. And I'm not talking about guys like Robert Whittaker and Leon Edwards. You know, Whittaker, he gets caught all the time by jabs and stuff, but you don't really see him go out, you know? And also the frequency at which he's going out, it's just not really as much as these guys on the list. Leon Edwards, you know, he got slept by Prates, who is arguably the greatest KO artist in the history of the 170 division. Besides that, I mean, he doesn't meet the qualifications of being on this top 10 list. Starting with number 10, Cody Garbrandt, of course. In every single one of his fights, I feel like he has a moment where he gets hurt or dropped or takes a knee. And obviously he had that bad string of KO losses a few years ago. He fought TJ twice, fought Pedro, came back, and then just ended up not being that great, but not getting chinned as much these days. Still, he got smoked by Kai Kara France at 125, which is a sign. I understand that Kai Kara France hits very hard, but he's a 125er, and he's significantly smaller than you just by pure size difference. You shouldn't be getting smoked by a guy like that, like put out. And he's so chinny it made him gun shy. He knows he's chinny, and it changed his style completely. And it's sad because he's still he's relatively young, and just his lack of a chin has completely changed him for the worse. Moving on to number 9, it's Gilbert Burns. Now, I was kind of conflicted putting him on this list because he's not really getting like murdered, right? But when you look at his losses that he's having and the way that he's losing, and, you know, ever since really the Chimaev fight, he's just been really, really bad. Really bad. I mean, honestly, even the Usman fight, he got dropped by a jab. Made everybody think that Usman had one of the best jabs in the sport. Wars destroyed his chin, and he wilts under any pressure these days. I think Mike Malot's going to TKO him in round 1. Do I like Mike Malott? No, I really fucking don't. I don't want him to win that fight, but it's just the truth. I think he's going to TKO him easily. And he got tapped by Michael Morales and just wilted. He gave up. It's like he's not even going out. He just knows that he can't take the damage anymore, and it's fucking with him, and he's just taking a knee. Like, it's kind of disturbing almost to watch. Gilbert Burns, in my opinion, is the number 9 chinniest active fighter. Moving on to number 8, Julius Juicebox Walker. Now, this is kind of a curveball, but you got to hear me out here. I understand he's only, 2-3 fights into his UFC career. But this guy has the worst chin I've ever seen on a young fighter. He's 26 years old. He got slumped by Jacoby, which I guess, you know, Jacoby's kind of knocking people out these days, but he got slumped bad. Like, you don't see a 26-year-old fighter go out like that. And his bad defense doesn't help it. And all of his fights, he's fighting in slow motion until he gets just put out. Like, he just fights in slow motion after he gets hit once. It's, like, hard to watch. Because again, he's so young, and he gets hit like once or twice, and it changes the fight for him. Like, he's so chinny, it like changes all of his mannerisms, his movement throughout the fight changes, and that's a wrap. After he gets tapped, it's a wrap. Julius Walker, I think he's going to go on to be one of the chinniest fighters we've ever seen in the octagon. Moving on to number 7, Aaron Pico. I think Aaron Pico is the most skillful glass chin fighter we've ever seen, at least currently, because he is going out badly, and it's not like he's just getting caught with the right shots. Like, obviously the Lerone Murphy fight, you know, yeah, that shot would have put out a lot of people, but at the same time, he's used to going out that badly. Aaron Pico, he was getting slept by bums in Bellator like constantly, and he is so aggressive in his style that he's running into these shots and he's not fixing it. And I'm picking him to beat Pitbull this weekend. But I would not be shocked if Pitbull, who I consider one of the hardest hitters in 145 history, just lays a right hand on Pico's chin and puts him out on his face again. I would not be surprised. That's going to be crazy if that happens. Aaron Pico is very fucking chinny. And it's a shame because he's a really good fighter. Moving on to number 6, Michael Johnson. Of course, you have to have him in chinny talks. Maybe a little low. Maybe he should be a little bit higher on the list. Michael Johnson, like a number 4, number 3. But I think my top 5 is pretty, everybody has an argument there. Chin's so bad it doesn't matter that he's winning every fight anymore. He's winning every single fight until he loses. It's kind of crazy. And every single fight that he gets knocked out, he's getting caught with pretty much the exact same thing. It's just a fucking jab overhand right, or like a big 1-2. Like, it's always just a big right hand or an overhand that catches him while he's moving forward with it. And his hands are usually up too. He just can't block the punch. He's lost his speed, his reflexes, and he's going out cold. Drew Dober just knocked him out cold. Vejeda knocked him out with that same combo. Emmett knocked him out with that same jab overhand combo. And he has built up one of the greatest highlight reel of KO losses you've ever seen. Just fucking bad. It's really bad. And it's not going to stop either. If he keeps fighting, he's going to go out again. It's crazy. He has 20 losses. I mean, it's nuts. Now, moving on to some honorable mentions. These are guys I thought could have made, number 10, number 9, maybe in place of Gilbert Burns. I don't know. But just, we're right there. Randy Brown. This might be controversial. You might be seeing this like, yo, what the fuck? This guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Randy Brown's not chinny. Okay, but hear me out. The Nico Price KO was really fucking bad. Like, really fucking bad. And that happened years ago, and his chin low-key is like the exact same. Like, he's getting knocked out on top with hammer fists. Like, that, you don't see that, man. You really don't. And he's got this, like, traditional tall guy defense. Like, and Adesanya has really good defense throughout his career. But some tall fighters, I'll give you an example, like Sean Woodson, they just, hands are so low to block the punches coming from the shorter guy. And that ends up just fucking your defense up completely. So when you do get caught, you just go out. That's what I think. I think you see that a lot with taller fighters. Sam Patterson had that issue before he moved up. Yeah, he's just getting dropped every single fight at this point, and I think Holland's gonna knock him out. Could be wrong. That's a close fight, but I do think he's one of the chinniest fighters in the UFC, Randy Brown. Yeah, moving on to, unfortunately, Israel Adesanya. It's weird that I say unfortunately, because Adesanya he's one of my least favorite fighters of all time. I've hated him for years, as a lot of people have. But it's kind of getting hard to watch now. I picked him to beat Pyfer. Thinking he could take a shot, and he kind of can, but he kind of can't. It's kind of like a Julius Walker situation. Now he's getting caught, and it's changing the fight. He's not moving the same for the remainder of the fight after he gets caught, Adesanya, and that's a problem. And he once had a great chin that deteriorated with age. He got flash KO'd by a Strickland 1-2. I mean, you can't have that happen. I know he got caught, and everybody gets caught, but you don't really see Strickland put people out like that. Not out, but put people on skates like that. He got flash KO'd like pretty badly, Adesanya. And the Imavov KO, I say kind of because I think Imavov has one of the best 1-2s in the sport right now. He's catching everybody with it. He caught Cannonier with it. He lit Kaio up with it. Anybody would get KO'd by that, but still, going out like that at this stage in your career, it's just not a good look. So Adesanya is in the honorable mentions. Now, moving on to my top 5. These are the top 5 chinniest fighters currently active. Alonzo Menifield. This guy's chin is fucking dog shit. And I think it's underrated in terms of chinny talks. Like, he gets caught and he goes out badly usually. And he's just, he has the craziest chicken dance highlight reel you've ever seen. He does the chicken dance in every one of his fights. And he gets caught against the fence super easily. He wilts under pressure super easily. His defense is not the worst, but like, again, it's one and done with him. You catch him, he gets hurt, and then he covers up, and then he gets TKO'd. It's a really bad chin. Oberg knocked him out in 12 seconds. That should tell you as much as you need to know, because Oberg, maybe a hot take, is not like the craziest KO puncher. He got knocked out by fucking OSP. That's just crazy. You can't do that. You can't get knocked out. It was past his prime OSP too. It's just crazy. And the UFC knows that this guy's chinny as fuck, so they're capitalizing by doing him versus Jiang Yang in China. It's It's crazy, man. It's crazy how chinny this guy is. It's not going to change either. Zhang's probably going to put him out. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Moving on to number 4. We're getting into territory where it's like any of these guys are interchangeable. Number 4 through number 2, in my opinion. Dominic Reyes. A lot of people would think that he's number 2, but like, I don't know. I think 3 and 2 are higher. He's a chinny all-star, Dominic Reyes. He is one of the chinniest fighters of all time. I mean, all these guys from now on to number 1 are the chinniest fighters I've ever seen, arguably. Jan and Yuri changed his chin forever. I mean, Jan fucking battered him to the body and caught him with a hook up top and just fucking made him do the nastiest chicken dance of all time. And he went out. And then Yuri obviously destroyed him. Yuri just... There's no words to describe what Yuri probably did to permanently change Reyes' brain. And I was at MSG. I was in the crowd rooting for Dominic Reyes. When he fought Ryan Spann, I thought this was the easiest fight of his career. I thought Dominic, no doubt, was he going to get a win. And then he got knocked out cold by a jab, like ragdolled by a jab. Really, really bad. And Olberg reminded him that he wasn't getting hit much on his way back up. Reyes obviously had that nice run back to the top 5 recently, but he wasn't really getting caught, and also he fought Anthony Smith. Like, that invalidates your run. And he just didn't get caught that much in that run. And if he was going to get caught in that run, he was going to go out cold and he never would have went on it in the first place. Olberg reminded him that he was low-key getting layups. Fuck Olberg, by the way. I fucking hate him for that. Dominic Reyes, by the way, one of my favorite fighters of all time, so rough, but you know, it is what it is. Moving on to number 3, Matt Schnell, of course. I put him over Reyes for one reason and one reason only. You know, Reyes is getting put out by Yuri and Jan and all these guys. You know, 205ers historically hit very fucking hard. Obviously, 25ers not known for their power, more known for their skill over anything. You're typically more skillful at a lower weight class where the speed and the reflexes are way more to deal with from your fighters. He's getting KO'd stiff by people like Steven Urseg, who has underrated power, but it's not one tap ragdoll you put you on your face KO power. And he smoked Matt Schnell really badly. Really, really badly. And from that moment on, to me, I mean, Matt Schnell, I mean, he already had a terrible chin. He had a fight with Hector Sandoval a few years ago, which I will never forget watching live. And you should go and watch that fight. If you haven't seen it, that finish is fucking terrible. Diego Lopez had a similar loss like this on the regionals, but his chin's not nearly as bad. Hector Sandoval was literally just tapping him with ground and pound on top. You know, typical, like, you know, I'm just trying to win the round, ground and pound on top. Tapping him. And Schnell went out cold badly. That alone puts Matt Schnell in the top 5 here. Just intensified by the Sumidarji fight, in my opinion. I was there for this live, fucking sick fight. Obviously, he won it, but it was so crazy because of how chinny Matt Schnell is. It was so crazy because he was getting caught by every single punch thrown at him. Matt Schnell, number 3, chinniest fighter in the UFC right now. Just crazy bad chin. Moving on to number 2. This is an understandable number 2. Beneil Dariush, who has never had a good chin. Really. I mean, you know, he's had a few standout performances where he's been able to eat some damage. But they've been standout because of his ability to kind of win while he's hurt, I guess. Like the Drakkar close fight, he got caught, and then he came back while he was hurt and won, and it was crazy. Like, he's always had a mad chin. And I think what did it was Barbosa. I think Barbosa's, that flying knee just destroyed his chin permanently. And right after he got slept by Hernandez, on Hernandez's way up before he got stopped by Cerrone. Just... over the last 5 years, if you want to look at one of the chinniest fighters you've ever seen, and one of the fighters who has the worst KO loss highlight reels of the last few years, it is Beneil. I mean, the Charles fight started that run with a head kick through the guard, which usually wouldn't hurt many people. But it hurt Beneil, and then he went out kind of from the ground and pound after. Armin just slumped him out cold with a big 1-2 in the pocket, and Benoit just... He caught him with like a nothing punch, man. Like, maybe I need to go back and rewatch it again. But it looked like it caught him on the neck almost. Like, it was kind of on the chin, kind of on the, but it was like a nothing punch. Like, that punch does nothing to most people on the roster. And it put Dariush out badly. Like, really fucking badly. And that's enough for me to call him the second chinniest fighter on the UFC roster right now. I think anybody puts him out. Thank God his fight with Manuel Torres got postponed. But now he's fighting Quillen, so we all know how that's going to go. Moving on to the chinniest fighter currently on the roster. Of course, Mr. Chinny himself, Johnny Walker, one of my favorite fighters of all time. I fucking love this motherfucker. I was on the hype train when he was coming up. I was on the hype train when everybody was saying he's going to knock out John Jones. And it was beautiful. And I was in the crowd at 244 when Corey Overtime Anderson fraud checked him. It was fucking sad, man. It was so sad to watch. And it was like funny, but it was sad. He exposed him. He exposed him badly. It was a standing TKO. Just, you know, Corey Anderson, kind of known for his KO power back then. Not really. Maybe. I don't know. He always had it. And he just destroyed Johnny Walker really badly. After that, it was Johnny Walker versus Jamal Hill in a Fight Night main event in the Apex. This was when Jamal Hill was coming up. I could be wrong, but I believe this is the fight that Jamal Hill got his title shot off of. It was either this or Thiago Santos. Just bad. Just bad, man. Johnny Walker went out like a fucking Looney Tunes character. And that started his kind of like funny KO loss streak. Because it did not change. After that, he got fucking mauled by Ankalaev. Just bad. Just bad. It's all bad, man. He's so fucking chinny. He's so fucking chinny. Like, you can't, he's chinny as shit. I think he's the chinniest fighter of all time, not just active. Ankalaev slept him. Like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Ankalaev not really known for the KO power. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, sure, he gets TKOs and shit, but like, he doesn't knock people out cold. Ankalaev just fucking slumped him. It was crazy. And then he fought Volkan Oezdemir, which I can't believe this fight is about 2 years ago now. It feels like it was just yesterday. It almost makes me think I got the date wrong on this, but it was in 2024. Oezdemir just wobbled him bad on the feet. I mean, Walker was walking around in that fight for about a minute, just wobbled badly. And then Oezdemir dropped him with a shot and then fucking put him out of his misery. Like a fucking cartoon character, man. Johnny Walker's the chinniest UFC fighter of all time. And it's not even like this run of fights in the UFC that he's had is like, oh, you know, he's just getting caught by like Volkan Oezdemir and all these guys. Like, no, he has disturbingly, I think the hardest KO for me to watch. It's not like a leg break or an arm break. Like, I can watch this just fine for some reason. But to me, the most disturbing KO loss of all time to me is Johnny Walker has this fight on the regionals where he's went out cold like 4 times in a minute. And the ref wouldn't stop it. Like, I can't watch that. That's really hard for me to watch. Just an all-time great bad chin. He goes out cold every single time. And he's part of the chinniest fight of all time versus Dominic Reyes. You know, Dominic Reyes has an opportunity if Johnny Walker could get the win. I'm picking Dominic Reyes by KO in round 1. But if Johnny Walker can get the win, I'm rooting for him. You could bump Dominic Reyes up to number 2 all time. Just knocks him out cold. That fight's going to be beautiful. It's the fucking chinny Olympics. I mean, you could argue Reyes is the number 1 chinny of all time. Who knows? I'm genuinely scared for Johnny Walker, though. A chin so bad that I'm scared for him in his post-UFC life. Just CTE factory, that brain must be. It's going to be something to see some of the headlines that could possibly come from a CTE'd up Johnny Walker post-UFC run. I'm not looking forward to it. I think his brain's fucked. But that's Johnny Walker, the chinniest fighter of all time, the chinniest fighter currently active in the UFC. And that's the list. If you liked the video, subscribe. I make instant reactions after every card every Saturday. And I make picks for upcoming cards every Sunday. Yeah, this has been Chinned. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed.